Tyson
From the school for the new generations of go-getters, Release the Skin. They aim to achieve at least a quarter of what Mike reached in his era.
But,
Did you know that even when he was a young aspiring with big ambitions, he also gave a lesson to the real mockers about the king? Welcome. In today's video, I bring you a compilation of fights where Iron Mike humiliated those fighters who underestimated his potential. One of them even confronted her on the street, outside the ring, for a fight that was needed,
on multiplays.org,
and ended up with a serious fracture. You'll see at the end.
to find out about this,
Tragic encounter. Mike Tyson versus Trevor Berbick. It was 1996 and Tyson was one punch away from becoming history himself. Neville Berbick had won the belt representing the World Boxing Council heavyweight title, and his challengers started to line up. The first of them could only be the already feared Iron Mike. The fight was billed as a Judgment Day, and Mike's punches would seal the fate of a newly crowned monarch who was about to lose his throne. During the first round, Berbick did a good job keeping Tyson at bay. However, his march towards victory was unstoppable.
Yes, the ideas did not come from civilized groups. It served as reminders to Uruguayan people. The protections will be reviewed.
She's about to give birth. With this drug, she is suffering. She's a kid who really got hooked. This is lazy love. Look at Tyson low. Look at him. Look at the fans. Look at this finisher. And Bernadette is
The
ready to
damage
go.
in the second round began with Tyson knocking Berbick to the canvas with a series of punches that ended with a daring left hook. Seal? Berbick fell on his back to the moon. No one could believe it, despite everyone betting on it. Getting up quickly, Berbick indicated to Mills Lane, the referee, that he could continue fighting. But the truth was, he wasn't all right. The wounded fighter showed how hurt he was by trying to hold Tyson back and clear his aggressive offensive. His frustration led him to hit the fearsome challenger during a break. It led to a clear warning by law.
You'll miss out on a couple of months before you get out.
So, as the round was about to end,
it came to an end.
Portifero's left hook landed on Berbick's estate, causing a delayed reaction.
See you next time.
Opone fell on the seat of his pants, but got up.
We pull the right side off the wall. And then it goes to the body below. And grabs it with the right hand over and over. It grabs it with the right hand over and over.
Once more, Berbick stumbled towards the ropes near his corner and fell. His arms trembled as he tried to straighten up. It was the scene of a tragedy. After several attempts to stand up, he finally made it. Lane counted to 9 and gave him the chance to evaluate whether he could continue fighting for his title. Ese pase. Berbick couldn't get past that quick glance and Lane hugged him, signaling the end of the fight. Yeah, with this great feat, Mike etched his name in the golden pages of boxing history as the heavyweight champion who was the most young who has ever existed. Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeeley.
There's a fight.
On August 19th, 1995 over Rindle M10 Grand Las Vegas. I face you, Peter McNeeley. This was Tyson's first fight in 4 years due to his prison sentence. That's why the anticipation for this match not only broke box office sales, but also set a new PPV sales record. It was the time when Tyson was thought to be most vulnerable, but it wasn't so. He was wrong. With Mills Lane as the third man in the ring, once again, the bell that marked the start of the bout. The fight lasted only 89 seconds, and Tyson had an easy win by disqualification. McNeeley started the fight by aggressively attacking Mike as soon as the initial bell rang. Tyson managed to avoid McNeeley's wild punches and landed a right hook that left his opponent on the canvas. Less than 10 seconds after the fight began.
And the feeling, as has been noted, comes straight from Mike Tyson.
After taking lane's 8 count, McNeeley got the green light to continue.
Get out. One more
but
time.
decided to show it only
Highly
once.
aggressive Siba against Tyson.
Both fighters were exchanging punches in the corner by the time the first minute of the round passed. Less than 20 seconds later, Tyson landed a right hook that put McNeeley on the canvas.
For the second time.
Bill Slade, stop that now!
How do you watch it in England? No! Thank you! Kids, thank you.
Maldini was visibly injured after the exchange. That's why his manager, Vinny Biscionis, entered the ring to prevent further damage. This irreverent action left no option but to end the fight and award Tyson the victory by disqualification. And for the rest of the world, it was the clear signal that the legend Iron Mike was back. Marta and Zom versus Larry Horns. On January 22nd, 1988, the mocker who scheduled his turn to be punished by Iron Mike was none other than Larry Holmes. About the Convention Center Kingdom.
The Atlantic.
Although in New Jersey, Holmes claimed he had what it took to steal Mike's championship belts. This was the second defense of the International Boxing Federation heavyweight title. The fourth World Boxing Association heavyweight title and the fifth heavyweight title
Something
of the concept
left the world of box.
de Avies One. Mike, at 21 years old, was 17 years younger than Holmes. Out of 38, see a real measurement of vitality versus experience. Tyson, the undisputed champion, acted as the aggressor throughout the fight.
Tyson shows only aspects so far, erasing it the usual.
Thank you.
This is the first round. The big question is, how long can you wait?
Stay strong. Are you Linnell Frick?
But it wasn't until the fourth round that he stopped Holmes for good. Tyson put Holmes in serious trouble with a right hand that landed directly on his chin. The challenger immediately dropped into the champion's corner.
Holmes could not continue that round after round.
Joey Cortez, the rapper, counted to 4 before Holmes got up, holding onto the ropes. While the count extended to the regulatory 8, Holmes shook his head waiting for Tyson, who was already advancing towards him. Holmes took a strong right-hand punch that sent him to the ropes and made him fall once again. Showing great resilience, he was on his feet by the count of 5. The champion got tired of playing with his prey and landed punch after punch, some of which caused the challenger's head to snap back. Witnessing a terrible scene up close, Reigns' assistants were clamoring for the match to end. Cortez turned a deaf ear, and the punishment continued with Holmes retreating and Tyson going after him. Another strong right stopped Holmes cold, making him crash dramatically onto his back. Inevitably, Cortez got into the fight.
Wait a minute! Wait a
Later in
minute!
an interview, he claimed that he just felt it wasn't worth bothering to tell. Mike Tyson versus Mitch Green. Mitch Green must be the winner.
What a joker he
A
was.
true thug. Tyson had to stop him twice, and one of those times was outside the ring. On May 20th, 1986, at the Rheindell Madison Square Garden in New York, Michigan, Green and Mike Tyson answered the call of destiny. Was that a big, controversial
Then it
segment?
would definitely end
With
with
Mike's life on the line in the ring, it didn't seem alarming as he was the undefeated guy of the moment, winning almost all his fights by knockout. Many were after his head, but Green, a gangster, was dead serious. During the fight, Tyson constantly pressured Green. He landed several strong punches to the head and body, winning by unanimous decision of the jury.
Seventh from Chauffeur. Always aggressive and steady-handed. That was a head move. Let's go with the body.
What's the Spanish local channel of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
It would be
Some.
Subtitles by the Amara or community.
subtitles provided by the Amara.org community.
Despite Tyson's aggressive offensive, Green showed great strength by not falling. He successfully defended himself multiple times with flurries while Tyson was exposed. In the third round, a big right punch knocked Green's mouthguard out of the ring.
That's inside the mountain between rounds. As we mentioned, it can happen. He's really
In
close.
the fourth round, a left hook from Tyson not only sent Green's mouthguard flying, he also broke a part of the dental bridge he was wearing.
Masculine Gemini of mountains for yoga. The movies.
After that, in the final rounds, both fighters were booed. The next morning, Tyson had to deal with sports journalists, pointing out his inability to participate.
Put in the losing
Royal
situation.
Tiger agree. Then in 88, Rain and Tyson met for the second time. In the early hours of the morning on August 29th, Tyson passed by Deeper Dams, a Harlem clothing store famous for its appeal.
Presented per
That is
person.
that they range from rap stars to pimps. Malik was called to pick up a custom-made jacket, but fate played a picky trick that could have ended badly.
Living the life.
Yes, same here.
Boa
But in
Green.
his thug phase, he ended up in the area. After a heated argument, Ray threw a bold punch at Tyson. Mike, in self-defense, responded with a strong right punch straight to Grimm's nose, undoubtedly requiring police assistance. Even though Tyson won this second match, he lost more in the long run. That bare-knuckled punch left me with a fracture
turns
in
out,
my voice.
Beloved, what
Or the
brings
postponement of their first scheduled
from
fight.
the other side, Frank Bruno.
Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golota. It was a new millennium, and it seemed that Tyson's golden era was starting to fade away. So because of that, names that seemed to come out of nowhere started seeking matches against the person who had been the biggest figure in boxing in previous decades. October 20th, 2000, the opportunity to prove his worth was given to Andre Golot. The event. The receptions occurred in Palace de Arbonne Hill in Michigan. They would only test how deep a planetor could fall before an enraged crowd. From the beginning of the fight, Tyson dominated Golota. Despite Mike's characteristic aggressiveness, not many opportunities for attacks arose. Golota appeared very focused on the fight.
Cheers.
But the shot took over the venue when, during the break before the third episode, Golota told her corner she wouldn't step into the fight. I quit. That was the phrase everyone doubted about the king.
There you go, daughter of your mother!
Subtitles provided by the Amara.org community.
Oh, but
After repeatedly
as the
refusing-
fight continued, Frank Garza, the referee, had no choice but to award the victory to Tyson. Golota had to be escorted back to his dressing room as quickly as possible. The fans showed their displeasure with boos while throwing trash and drinks at him. Once in the locker room, Golota pointed out that Tyson kept headbutting him without any penalty. Later,
It was revealed that
at
Golota
the top had a broken bone in the head that could have been fatal.
in his life if he continues on.
You're welcome. For Tyson, the fight also aged poorly. After testing positive for marijuana, the result of this fight changed from technical knockout.
No competition.
He was so badly
For a real
beaten that
reason
he
to
couldn't announce his recovery.
quickly from this controversial encounter.
It took a little over 3 years to get back in the fighting ring. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Remember, the best way to support my content is by leaving a like on the video. Do you know of any other fight where Tyson taught a lesson to a mocker? Tell me about her in the comments.